fellow collectors. Today we'll be taking a look at Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo. So as you can see here, Leonardo has two swords. We'll go ahead and take them out. Now, my sword actually broke here at the hilt, so I had to re-glue it. These things are rather fragile. And you'll see I just took his hand with it because sometimes these plastics do not bend, or they're not forgiving. But he's simply put back on, and we can go from there. Now, you see the other sword is not broke, so I have to be really careful with it. But yeah, these hands just do not forgive. So you'll see here the unbroke sword. And that has been one of the complaints with some of these characters. Now you look, I did just break the sword. It did just come through because these things just do not forgive. And so if you have them, take good care of them. There's just no way of getting around these things. They're just so fragile, and so they should have been better made. But anyway, so we see a nice detail here for Leonardo, and we see his chest. It has this nice cell shading on it. I mean, I love the sculpts and everything. These are definitely right out of the comic books. But just some of these toys, they just don't hold up as long as they should. And you'll see here, it was made in 2019, Viacom, and made in China by DC Comics. Now, Leonardo does not have a place to hold his swords unless you use this gap here. So I will be gluing that other part later. So as far as his head goes, he can look up and down, left and right. He has his blue bandana out there. He does a pretty good T-pose. The arm goes all the way around. No bicep swivel, but does have an elbow turn here that goes up and down. And he has a wrist on a ball joint, so it moves around. No articulation in the waist. Now the legs can't do this much of a split, and they can go forward and backwards. He does have a double knee bend here. And he does have an ankle that is on a ball joint that allows for movement. Now, they do not have any holes in their feet, so you cannot use a stand, but luckily they stand up without a problem. Now, if we look at the figures themselves, they only come in at 5.5 inches, so they're a little bit shorter than the NECA figures. So if we looked at him with a Stormtrooper, we'll see that he is just a little bit shorter. But overall, this is definitely a representation of Michelangelo from the comics. Until next time, guys, remember, like, subscribe, and keep collecting.